everyone, welcome to Biophilia where you and me learn biology together. So before starting this session, to give this video a thumbs up, share it to as many as students possible and subscribe to our channel, and don't forget to hit the bell icon so that you do not miss out on any of the super awesome future sessions. So now let's begin our amazing session on part 5 of digestion and absorption, wherein you would know the complete process of digestion of food substances, their absorption process, and finally the process of digestion would complete our today's session. So let's start digesting food. So the first meal you have after your sleep is breakfast. So let's see how the components eaten in the breakfast get digested. Suppose we ate a bread omelette, some aloo parothas on top with ghee, and on that we drank milk and started our day. अब जो bread, aloo parothas का aloo and the wheat flour coating of the parathas we ate are starch containing food. And even the milk you drank had milk sugar in it, and even you must have added some extra sugar to give it more sweetness. तो अब जब हम समझेंगे the process of digestion of these starchy substances. So let's see the digestion of starch. So digestion of starch is going to start from the mouth. In the mouth, 30% of the starch is going to be broken down with the help of salivary amylase enzyme into maltose, isomaltose or dextrose. Now salivary amylase enzyme is going to come from the saliva, और saliva कहाँ से secrete होता है? From the salivary glands. तो saliva का pH होता है 6.8, which is optimum pH for action of salivary amylase. अब जब माउथ में the 30% starch is digested, now let's see about esophagus. So esophagus, you know, in the previous videos I have told that esophagus do not contain any digestive glands. So esophagus में there will be no digestion occurring. Next organ comes related to digestion is stomach. Now stomach is not going to have the functional digestion. So we will move on to the small intestine. Now in the small intestine, the starch can be broken down by two juices, that is pancreatic juice and the intestinal juice. The intestinal juice का और एक नाम होता है, that is succus entericus. Now pancreatic juice का जो pH होता है, that is a basic condition from 7.1 to 7.8 pH. Intestinal juice का pH होता है 7.8. Now we have to digest the remaining 70% starch. तो वापस स्टार्च के ऊपर कौन एक्ट करेगा? एंजाइम नोन एज पैंक्रियाटिक अमाइलेज. अब बस उसको ब्रेक डाउन होगा स्टार्च का इनटू माल्टोज, आइसोमाल्टोज और डेक्सट्रोज. Now the intestinal juice के जो enzymes है, they are going to act on these substances. Now you must know that starch is going to be what sort of substance? It is going to be a polysaccharide. Correct? Polysaccharide मतलब होता है it is going to have many small units connected together. Whereas maltose, isomaltose and dextrose are going to be disaccharides. मतलब they are going to have only two units connected to each other. तो अब ये अभी भी they are two substances together, so we need to break down so that we can reach just one substance. Okay, so ये disaccharide से monosaccharide की जर्नी कौन तैयार कराएगा? Intestinal juice enzymes. So the maltose is going to be broken down by the help of maltase enzyme. So maltase is going to break it down into glucose and one more molecule of glucose. So we know glucose is going to be a monosaccharide. So finally the digestion is going to come from polysaccharide to monosaccharide level. अब होता है isomaltose going to break down with the help of iso maltase. That is also going to break it down into glucose and glucose. Dextrin breakdown होगा dextrinase enzyme से into glucose and glucose. अब होता है lactose, which is nothing but your milk sugar. Okay, what is lactose? Lactose is your milk sugar. Okay, it is going to be broken down by lactase in glucose and galactose. So galactose is one more monosaccharide. Then the sucrose. Sucrose is nothing but your regular table sugar. Okay, so you remember in breakfast you had added some extra sugar for extra sweetness into the milk. तो ये sugar जो आपने extra add करते हो in your daily foodstuffs, this is sucrose. So this sucrose will break down with the help of sucrase enzyme into glucose and fructose. Okay, so after this we have completed our starchy food digestion. So now let's see कि breakfast में जो खाना खाया था क्या बच गया है. So we have omelette के eggs are left out, milk में जो milk protein था it is left out, and the ghee that we had poured on the aloo parothas. So now from this, which food substances have proteins in it? So we have the eggs which have protein, milk and milk products have protein. So we will see the digestion of proteins in this slide. So in the digestion of proteins, mouth is not going to contribute in any sort of digestion. Digestion of proteins start होगा from the stomach. तो stomach में दो activities follow होंगी, that is first activation of enzymes and then action of enzymes. So activation of enzymes में we have two proenzymes, that is they are in their inactive state, that is pepsinogen and prorenin. These two are coming from the which cells of the gastric glands? It were coming from the peptic cells, remember? So these need to be activated with the help of HCl, and HCl was secreted by which cells of gastric gland? Parietal cells, correct. So pepsinogen will be converted into its active form, that is pepsin, and prorenin converted into renin. Now when these are converted into their active state, they can digest the proteins. So action of enzymes में first we will digest the dietary proteins. So dietary proteins का 20% part is going to be digested with the help of pepsin into protease and peptones. अब casein जो है that is your milk protein वो break down होगा with the help of renin into paracaseinate. अब paracaseinate की affinity होती है to attract calcium ions, और calcium ions के साथ जब वो attach होगा तो that would give a appearance of curdled milk. Okay, so this curdled milk is going to be acted with pepsin, and that will be broken down into protease and peptones. अब ये सब पहुंचेगा into the small intestine. Small intestine में दो juices होते हैं, that is pancreatic juice and the intestinal juice. Intestinal juice में you have a very important substance that is enterokinase. इसका action हम अब देखेंगे. So pancreatic juice में again activation of enzymes and the action of enzymes, correct? So in the activation of enzymes you need the enterokinase. How do you need it? Let's understand with a simple explanation. समझो you have trypsinogen in many large quantities. Okay, imagine yourself to be living in a hostel and you are the first person living in the first room. Okay, and some teacher came and wake you up. Okay, some teacher, so imagine teacher to be your enterokinase. Okay, enterokinase का काम होता है to inactivate फॉर्म का जो ट्रिप्सिन है, ट्रिप्सिन इनएक्टिवेटेड फॉर्म में जो है to activate one trypsinogen into trypsin. Okay, so हॉस्टल का फर्स्ट डोर नॉक किया टीचर ने, द पर्सन वोक अप, नाउ हिट्स ड्यूटी इज टू वेक ऑल अदर हॉस्टल मेंबर्स, करेक्ट। सो वैसे ही एंटेरोकाइनेज आके इनएक्टिव फॉर्म से एक्टिव फॉर्म में बदलेगा टू जस्ट वन ट्रिप्सिन। अब जब एक ट्रिप्सिन बन चुका है, now it will be a cascading effect. Now what is cascading effect? Cascading effect होता है, have you seen the game that is domino, not the domino pizza but the domino, that is there are a series of blocks arranged in a way कि अगर आपने एक ब्लॉक को गिरा दिया तो that will break all other blocks on its way। तो वैसे ही जब एक ट्रिप्सिन एक्टिव स्टेट में आ जाता है, इट इज गोइंग टू कन्वर्ट ऑल अदर trypsin as well as chymotrypsinogen and procarbopeptidase into their active state as chymotrypsin and carbopeptidase। तो जब अब ये सारे enzymes are reaching their active state, now they will act on the substrate। तो dietary protein that was 80% left out, that will be acted by trypsin and chymotrypsin to break it down into protease and peptones। अब protease और peptones को कौन break करेंगे? Carbopeptidase enzyme। Now carbopeptidase when is breaking protease and peptones, you will get dipeptide, and these dipeptide will be acted by the dipeptidase to give you the monomeric form, that is amino acids। Even the intestinal juice has the ability to break dipeptides into amino acids। Okay, so this was the complete process of digestion of proteins। Now all the eggs that we ate had cells in it, right? Eggs में cells होते हैं, you know about it। So the cells that we ate had some content of DNA, maybe it had some content of RNA or both, right? So this DNA and RNA are nothing but the nucleic acids, correct? So now these nucleic acids needs to be digested even in the system। So let's see how they get digested। तो न्यूक्लिक एसिड के डाइजेशन में द माउथ एंड द स्टमक आर नॉट गोइंग टू प्ले एनी रोल। Okay, there is no digestion in it, but the small intestine will start and end the process of digestion of nucleic acids। तो पैंक्रियाटिक जूस में होते हैं DNA nuclease and the RNA nuclease। Together these can be called as nuclease group of enzymes। So the DNA will be broken down by DNA nuclease into nucleotide and a nitrogen base। वैसे ही RNA break होगा with the help of RNA nuclease into nucleotide and nitrogen base। Now the intestinal enzymes that come from brush border enzymes and succus entericus, so that includes न्यूक्लियोटाइडेज एंजाइम जो न्यूक्लियोटाइड को ब्रेक करता है इनटू न्यूक्लियोसाइड एंड द फॉस्फोरिक एसिड। फॉस्फोरिक एसिड को भी ऑल्सो से फॉस्फेट। तो न्यूक्लियोसाइड को ब्रेक करेगा न्यूक्लियोसाइडेज इनटू पेंटोज शुगर एंड नाइट्रोजन बेस। सो फाइनली इससे जब मोनोमेरिक फॉर्म्स रिलीज होती है, वी कैन ऑल्सो अंडरस्टैंड कि डीएनए एंड आरएनए जो polymeric forms है, they had what substances connected? They had one pentose sugar, they had nitrogen bases, and even they had phosphate in it। Okay, so ये सब monomeric forms जब connect हुए थे, they had formed with the nucleic acids। So this was the digestion process of nucleic acids। तो अब finally we are left with the digestion of ghee that we had poured on the parathas, right? So let's see the digestion of lipids for it। तो lipids का digestion में mouth is not going to help in any digestion for lipids। Stomach में we have an enzyme that is gastric lipase, but gastric lipase needs basic pH to activate। बट वी नो कि स्टमक में HCl रिलीज होने की वजह से द स्टमक कंडीशंस आर एसिडिक, so the gastric lipase does not get activated and there is no functional digestion. So the stomach did not help in digestion of lipids, so it will go into the small intestine. In the small intestine, the bile is going to act on the triglycerides to make it into a emulsified fat. Imagine triglycerides to be a big block and we have broken it into small pieces. तो small pieces में break down करने से what did we get? We increased the surface area, और जब surface area बढ़ा दिया तो there is more space कि enzyme जाके उस पे act कर सके. So the emulsified fat was reacted with the pancreatic juice and intestinal juice enzymes to break it into diglyceride and release a fatty acid. फिर डाइग्लिसराइड को ब्रेक किया with the help of स्टेप्सिन into monoglyceride and a fatty acid. फिर मोनोग्लिसराइड को वापस ब्रेक किया with the help of स्टेप्सिन into glycerol and fatty acid. अब स्टेप्सिन is nothing but pancreatic lipase. Okay, वो उसका दूसरा नाम है for the pancreatic lipase. Okay, so this completed our digestion of lipids. जो हमने देखा कि we started with a triglyceride. Okay, we started with a triglyceride. तो ट्राइग्लिसराइड को ब्रेक करने पे what did we get? We get 1 molecule of glycerol along with 3 molecules of fatty acids. Okay. So now everything is well digested to get the monomeric forms of the complex food that we ate. तो अब हमें ये monomeric forms को absorb करना है for our utilization. So carbohydrates के monomers हमें मिले थे that were glucose, galactose and fructose. तो ये सब जब होता है when there are many knowledge stuff that you have gained, so you may get confused and you may forget कि glucose, galactose, fructose, amino acid ये सब कैसे absorb हुए थे. तो here you can remember कि glucose का G and galactose का G together get absorbed by active transport. वैसे ही अगर आप भूल जाओ तो fructose का F and facilitated diffusion का F वैसे आप याद रख सकते हो. Now in proteins we had lastly got amino acids. वैसे ही similar way से you can remember amino acids का A and active transport का A. So amino acid gets absorbed with active transport. अब lipids में we had got fatty acids, but fatty acids का absorption is not that simple, but I'll explain you at the end of this slide. अब vitamins जो होते हैं they are A, B, C, D, E and K. तो ये सारे टाइप के vitamins get absorbed by simple diffusion. But again there is an exception. Vitamin B12 जो होता है it is going to get absorbed with Castle intrinsic factor जो रिलीज हुआ था from the parietal cells of gastric glands. अब यहाँ पे एक क्वेश्चन पूछा जा सकता है that is which of the following substances directly get absorbed without getting broken down or digested. तो आपका आंसर क्या होना चाहिए? You have to give or take the answer vitamins, क्योंकि vitamins को हम digest नहीं करते हैं, we directly absorb it with simple diffusion. Okay. फिर आते हैं minerals and electrolytes, जिसमें सोडियम जो होता है that gets actively transported. The chlorine is going to follow the path of sodium ion. So you can imagine sodium and chlorine to be best friends. तो sodium जहाँ जहाँ जाएगा in that places chlorine ion is going to follow it. फिर आते हैं calcium ion, magnesium ion and potassium ion. That also is going to get absorbed by active transport. फिर we have water जो osmosis से absorb होते हैं. Now we will see the absorption of lipids. तो लिपिड्स के अब्जॉर्प्शन के लिए लेट मी ड्रॉ अ डायग्राम टू एक्सप्लेन यू वेल. So imagine this to be a lumen of your small intestine. Okay, ये क्या है? Lumen. और lumen के edges पे क्या होते हैं? We have cells which are called as enterocytes. Entero का meaning होता है intestine और cytes का meaning होता है cells. So these are cells of intestine. तो जो lumen है, in the lumen we had fatty acids. करेक्ट. आफ्टर डाइजेशन फैटी एसिड्स थे उसमें. और वी ऑल्सो नो कि ल्यूमेन में किसकी एंट्री हुई थी? बाइल की एंट्री हुई थी. और बाइल में क्या होता है? बाइल में होते हैं बाइल सॉल्ट्स. रिमेंबर, अब बाइल सॉल्ट में we will see here because their space is less. So bile salt का जो structure होता है, in that we have a head and we have a tail. तो जो हेड रीजन होता है दैट इज गोइंग टू बी हाइड्रोफिलिक, मतलब उसको पानी के पास जाना पसंद है. वेयर एज द टेल पार्ट इज गोइंग टू बी हाइड्रोफोबिक. हाइड्रोफोबिक है मतलब वो किससे अट्रैक्ट होगी? इट इज गोइंग टू गेट अट्रैक्टेड बाय द फैट मॉलिक्यूल्स. तो जब ये बाइल रिलीज हुआ था विद द बाइल सॉल्ट्स इन इट, तो ये क्या होगा? अब हम देखते हैं इसको जूम करके. ओके, तो जूम करके देखने पे व्हाट डू वी गेट? ये फैट मॉलिक्यूल था, इसके ऊपर क्या होगा? देयर वाज अ अटैचमेंट ऑफ द बाइल सॉल्ट्स. अब ये बाइल सॉल्ट सारे अपने आप को ऐसे अरेंज कर लेते हैं कि इन अ वे द फैट मॉलिक्यूल इज ट्रैप्ड इन द सेंटर. ओके, जब ये ट्रैप हो जाता है इन द सेंटर बिकॉज ऑफ द हाइड्रोफोबिक टेल पार्ट ऑफ द बाइल सॉल्ट, ये कंप्लीट स्ट्रक्चर को हम बोलते हैं मिशेल फॉर्मेशन. तो मिशेल फॉर्मेशन कहाँ होता है? इट इज गोइंग टू बी इन द ल्यूमेन ऑफ द स्मॉल इंटेस्टाइन. करेक्ट. अब ये मिशेल जो बना है दैट इज गोइंग टू बी टेकन इन द एंटेरोसाइट्स. ओके, अब ये सब तो हो गए थे, मिशेल फॉर्मेशन बन गया. नाउ विच विल गो इनटू द एंटेरोसाइट्स. अब एंटेरोसाइट्स की कंडीशन को हम जूम करके देखते हैं. नाउ हमारे पास क्या था? वी गॉट द फैट मॉलिक्यूल टू बी ट्रैप्ड इनसाइड. ओके, और फिर एंटेरोसाइट्स में जाके क्या होगा? एंटेरोसाइट्स में जाके उस पे एक कवच बन जाएगा. किसका कवच बन जाएगा? कवच ऑफ द प्रोटीन. ओके, अब जब इसके ऊपर ये प्रोटीन कोट लग जाएगा तो दिस स्ट्रक्चर विल बी कॉल्ड एज काइलोमाइक्रोन. व्हाट इज इट कॉल्ड एज? काइलोमाइक्रोन. अब ये काइलोमाइक्रोन कहाँ बनता है? ये क्वेश्चन पूछा जाता है एंड मेनी पीपल गिव आंसर ल्यूमेन, बट इट इज गोइंग टू बी फॉर्म्ड इन द एंटेरोसाइट्स. ओके, अब जब ये काइलोमाइक्रोन बन गया है, दिस काइलोमाइक्रोन नीड्स टू गो एंड गेट अब्सॉर्ब्ड इन द लैक्टियल. ये कहाँ अब्सॉर्ब होगा? इट विल गेट अब्सॉर्ब्ड इन द लैक्टियल. और लैक्टियल क्या होता है? इट इज गोइंग टू गो एंड ओपन इन द लिम्फ वेसल्स. ओके, तो वह वेरी इंपॉर्टेंट कि काइलोमाइक्रोन कहाँ अब्सॉर्ब होता है? काइलोमाइक्रोन गेट्स अब्सॉर्ब्ड इन द लैक्टियल्स. ओके, ये ब्लड वेसल्स या ब्लड कैपिलरीज में नहीं, बट इट गेट्स अब्सॉर्ब्ड इन द लैक्टियल. सो दिस got up to absorption of all the monomer units. But before that we have one more question, so let me erase this. तो इसमें हमें देखना है कि जब absorption of carbohydrates हो रहा है तो most rapidly transported monosaccharide कौन सा है? गैलेक्टोज. ओके, तो ग्लूकोज, गैलेक्टोज और फ्रक्टोज में से किसकी स्पीड ज़्यादा होगी फॉर अब्सॉर्प्शन? दैट इज गैलेक्टोज. ओके, सो मूविंग ऑन टू द नेक्स्ट टॉपिक दैट इज एनर्जी यील्डिंग न्यूट्रिएंट्स. तो एनर्जी यील्डिंग न्यूट्रिएंट्स कौन कौन से होते हैं? कार्बोहाइड्रेट्स, प्रोटीन्स एंड फैट्स. तो ये कितनी एनर्जी देते हैं? कार्बोहाइड्रेट्स इज गोइंग टू गिव यू 4 किलो कैलोरीज पर ग्राम, proteins giving you 4 kilocalories per gram, and fats giving you the highest of all these, that is 9 kilocalories per gram. अब हमने ये values याद रखनी है because you may find a question, that is I asked you कि we had breakfast wherein we ate a slice of bread और ये सब खाया, so they can tell you कि a person had eaten these many grams of carbohydrates, these many proteins and fats. So finally you have to calculate using these values कि how much energy intake did he take. Okay, so these type of questions can be asked to you. अब जब energy we had obtained from the foods, so body has a tendency to store it, but when the body starts functioning, so these energy that is stored needs to be broken down. तो किसका breakdown पहले होगा? So carbohydrates will be broken down first, then fats and then proteins. So now here we have two terms, that is basal metabolic rate, that is BMR, and routine metabolic rate, that is RMR. तो basal metabolic rate क्या होता है? It is the minimum number of calories required for basic functions at rest. यानी जब कोई बॉडी काम नहीं कर रही है, it is just undergoing the metabolic functions, उस टाइम पे the amount of energy needed is going to be 1600 kilocalories per day. अब routine metabolic rate क्या होता है? It is going to be the average rate of metabolism when the animal is undergoing normal activities. ओके, यानी इंस्टेड ऑफ हैविंग जस्ट द मेटाबॉलिज्म, उसके साथ साथ द बॉडी इज ऑल्सो डूइंग सम एक्स्ट्रा फंक्शंस. जैसे कोई जगह पे जाके मजदूरी कर रहा है और समवन इज गोइंग इनटू द ऑफिस, ऑल दोज एक्टिविटीज आर डिफाइंड ऑन अ पर्टिकुलर note. So the males on an average need 2800 kilocalories per day, whereas the female needs 2200 kilocalories per day. So this was about the energy yielding nutrients. अब हम देखते हैं some specific terms regarding this system. तो ये system, digestive system जो है, उसमें we start by taking a bite of food. So we don't say in biology we took a bite of food, but we say it muscle. Okay, फिर जब वो food जो we had eaten, the muscle we took in, that had been chewed and mixed with saliva, so that substance will be called as bolus. Now when it reaches the stomach, उसमें acid mix होगा और फिर half digestion हो जाएगा, so that will be called as chyme. Okay, और chyme कहाँ होता है? It is going to be in the stomach. फिर basic conditions मिलेंगे और फुल्ली डाइजेशन हो जाएगा, तो उस स्टेज को हम बोलेंगे काइल, जो मिलता है इन द स्मॉल इंटेस्टाइन. ओके, फिर जब ये स्मॉल इंटेस्टाइन से जाएगा इनटू द लार्ज इंटेस्टाइन एंड ऑल द वाटर विल बी अब्सॉर्ब एंड द वेस्ट इज लेफ्ट आफ्टर द डाइजेशन, वो स्टेज को हम बोलते हैं फीसिस और स्टूल. अब ये काइम और काइल जो वर्ड है, दैट इज वेरी सिमिलर एंड पीपल मोस्ट ऑफ द टाइम्स गेट कंफ्यूज्ड कि काइल स्टमक में था या काइम स्टमक में था. ओके, नाउ इवन यू माइट गेट कंफ्यूज्ड व्हेन यू आर स्पीकिंग दीज और हियरिंग दीज वर्ड्स, राइट? सो काइम जो है, I can give you a trick to remember, that is काइम has M in it while काइल has L in it. तो in the alphabet M और L में से who comes first? M comes first, right? And in the digestive tract, who comes first? Stomach comes first. So M who comes first and stomach who comes first are grouped together, so that chyme is related to stomach, whereas chyle is related to small intestine. Now I hope this, when you are practicing more and more, doesn't get you confused. Okay, so moving on to the last part of the process of digestion, that is egestion. So egestion is nothing but a initiation of neural reflex causing an urge or desire for its removal. किसका removal? The digestive waste that has been solidified to form the coherent feces. जब ये feces निकालने का neural reflex आता है, a desire to remove it is nothing but egestion. अब egestion of feces, the actual removal out of the anal opening, is called as desiccation, and that is going to be a voluntary process. और ये बाहर कौन से प्रोसेस से आएगा? विद द हेल्प ऑफ मास पेरिस्टालिसिस मूवमेंट. अब ये इजेशन के रिलेटेड यू हैव टू रिमेंबर सम पॉइंट्स दैट कैन अराइज इन form of questions. That is, which part of the digestive system is going to absorb most of the water and electrolytes? आपका आंसर क्या होना चाहिए? Colon. Okay. Then you may be asked कि लार्ज इंटेस्टाइन में कौन सा बैक्टीरिया होता है? सो द बैक्टीरिया प्रेजेंट इज गोइंग टू बी E. coli bacteria. So E. coli bacteria is going to help you in the production of vitamin B12, vitamin K, thiamine and riboflavin. So these are good bacteria that needs to remain in your large intestine in some specific amount for production of all these helpful substances. फिर the ejected material, that is feces, has a typical brown color. So ये brown color कहाँ से आता है? It is due to the breakdown of bile pigment that is forming stercobilin. और ये stercobilin की presence की वजह से the feces have brown color. Now the feces also sometimes is characterized by a foul smell. और ये foul smell किसकी वजह से आता है? It is because of the microbial gases which are released. So one of the gas can be 3-methyl iodol. Now you might have seen, or you might have witnessed, or even you might have heard about it, that is the word meconium. And what is this meconium? It is the newborn's first poop. That is, when the full-term fetus is going to be delivered, that fetus is going to eject dark green mucilaginous material that is called as meconium. तो ये dark green mucilaginous material जो first time बाहर आएगा from the body of the newborn, तो ये कहाँ से आता है? तो द बॉडी जो फीटस है दैट डिड नॉट ईट एनीथिंग, राइट? तो ये कहाँ से आएगा? इट इज गोइंग टू बी बिकॉज ऑफ द रेसिड्यू ऑफ द swallowed amniotic fluid. जब वो फीटस वॉज इन द womb ऑफ इट्स मदर, तो amniotic fluid अंदर जाने के चांसेस होते हैं. तो दिस amniotic fluid needs to be thrown out of the newborn baby. So initial 1 or 2 days this meconium can be coming out, which is a dark green substance. So that will be just normal. You don't have to panic if you get some of these situations in your further doctor studies, right? So after all this, we have completed all the processes of digestion. Okay, now we just are left with studying the diseases and disorders of this system. So that will be covered in the next video. So for the next video to keep coming, till then you have to like the button, subscribe to Biophilia, and then just keep studying and stay smiling. Thank you.